The road to designer toys.
And here we are back at it once again, getting these molds off and going, getting the pieces done. This is the final mold peel. Only did half of the Desert Eagle mold, as I mentioned before. Maybe one day we'll get the other half done. And this was the last mold before we started to do the pouring process. And I left that little clay piece on the bottom there because I was planning on doing both sides of the mold, but ran out of material, and that would have been the kind of pouring entry point for the entire piece as a whole. And this is a bit of a beginner's mistake here. I saw in a video someone they poured in a different dye color into the mold before they casted the entire mold, which I tried to do here, but I used water instead of actual like silicone or pour, so I guess the H2O kind of caused a bit of a reaction, as we will see. But overall, the first pours went alright, except for the volcanic explosion, which is this bit right here. You see, that should have been, the silicone pour and not just water. Now I know. Science is a motherfucker. And I was just working away, and then just didn't even realize the kind of chemical reaction that was happening right underneath me, which was just a son of a gun to sand down. And this has to be the best part, the part you work towards, and that's the reveal, you get to unwrap. I did a bunch of bones because those were kind of the smallest to do over and over, and it worked out well for the kind of crazy bone carousel. And then the first tape came out pretty decently. It was like very kind of acidic looking and kind of deteriorated, which was nice. And the first half of the gun was perfect, and I slowly figured out what I was going to do with the gun as a whole, and that large one was just too big, I shouldn't have went so hard on that big one. I might try and cut it in half and then recycle the bottom into my next mold pieces or the next figures we get to, but there's just too many air bubbles and just didn't come through. His hands are all deteriorated and bleh. But here we have a time lapse of the actual chemical hardening, and me never knowing if I put enough in, constantly trying to level it out, fill the old trigger button there. But this was the Violent Delights piece, and we're doing a third pistol piece, which will be the Toxic Femininity piece. And this is before I had a proper camera, or the camera mount wasn't right, so I ended up just balancing my phone on some of the jars, and this is just the kind of neon highlighter bone I did, probably one of the better ones that came out. I can be honest and say, when it's all said and done, the crazy bone carousel didn't come out as planned, but the exercise and experience of pouring all the bones was good just for the practice of it, and get to reduce, reuse, and cycle that final piece, and we'll be back in the next one for the mounting process of them Desert Eagles, you know what I'm saying?